as boring as the Washington-Miami game was and how kind of just a waste those two teams are this year, I think something very interesting happened at the end. And I think it's a result of the NFL trying so hard to make a play that isn't that cool or interesting. And that's their, obsession with trying to make the kickoff cool again, which I don't know why everybody so cares about it. That doesn't matter. It was never that great of a play. But in the Miami and Washington game, I think we saw an unintended consequence of that when at the end of the game it's tied and both teams march down the field, and with less than 3 minutes left on the clock, both go for it on the 1 yard line instead of kicking a field goal to take a lead that would have prevented overtime. And you could say that, oh yeah, well maybe they go for it in that situation anyway because they're both bad and they both, don't want to risk a tie. And a touchdown there is huge because then their team can't get a field goal to tie. But at the same time, I think a big part that plays into it is they know if they kick that field goal, the other team gets the ball on the 35-yard line and they're only 2 plays away from being in field goal range again. So they're like, how worth it is this field goal to take the lead? Because they could easily just get in field goal range like that, like nothing. So I think it's an interesting consequence of the NFL being weirdly obsessed with kickoffs and trying to make them interesting. And I don't really know if that's worse or better for the game. It's probably a net neutral. I don't hate seeing teams kick field goals and taking leads. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think going for it on 4th down is inherently cool.
Yeah, look at the Lions. Look where they went with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's that special of an idea. It's like, oh, it's so much fun going for it on 4th down. But I also, think that, I don't think it's a terrible thing that teams are realizing like, oh, well, we might as well go for it on 4th here because, 3 points is great, but their team can easily do it too. Mm-hmm. So I think that the NFL's obsession with the kickoff is having more consequences than just the obvious one of it being a lot easier for offenses now that they get a 15, 10-yard head start on where the touchback historically went to. So I personally would rather just see the touchback at the 20, 25, and then stop with this nonsense of trying to make the kickoff interesting. But at the same time, it's kind of an it is what it is situation. I just generally don't like seeing teams start at the 35. I think it's really just inherently stupid. And I have a bigger issue with that than teams going for it on 4th and goal more often. But I just thought that was an interesting little aspect that we got to see in a real game of a actual consequence of a rule that is the NFL probably thought was going to be pretty minor. They probably thought it would increase scoring. So like, oh, well, we'll have more kickoffs and then, the team will start in the 35, so it's easier for them to score. But they probably didn't think that was going to happen. Or who knows, maybe they didn't. They were okay with it.